Hi, today I'm going to show you how to fold an origami paper crane. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to fold the sheet in half. And for the crane, it's kind of tricky, so you really have to line up the corners exactly. So these first folds, they're just going to be, these are just guide marks. So we're just going to fold it in half and open it up. And then we're going to do it again on the same side. And then when we open it up, we're going to see we have, you know, kind of just like a cross of folds, of fold marks. See that? A cross. Okay, now we're going to start the actual folding. So now we're going to fold a triangle. So I mean, really make sure those end points are lined up perfectly, because otherwise, when you get further along, it gets a lot harder. And take your time and just make very, you know, crisp folds. Okay, so now we're going to fold this triangle into another triangle. So we're just going to fold it in half. Again, line up the edges perfectly, and then take your time getting the corners in. And now that we have our guide marks, we're going to open it up like this, and we're just going to flatten it out so that we have this square shape. And it should, you know, but watch those tricky corners. And then we're going to flip it over, and we're going to take the same side and make it into another little square. Here my corners are trying to escape from being exactly on top of each other, so I have to be a little careful with them. Okay, now you have your square, and see how one side it's all folded up and one side it's all loose? You want like the loose side facing you. And now we're going to fold up the sides, and there's like a center crease line. So you want to fold it right up to this crease line, and you really want to get it exactly on the crease line, and you want to get that point like just so it's perfectly on top of each other. So then that makes it makes like a little kite shape almost. And then we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So what we're doing here is we're folding the tail of the crane as well as the head. Okay, so this is like the trickiest part. What you want to do now is you want to open it up, open the side up, and then where you have the crease mark, you want to like fold it back down on that crease mark. So you're going to make sort of a kind of a longish kite shape diamond. My son says it's a rhombus. Rhombus is another name for kite shape, I guess, right? So that's good. It's good. We're working some math into our origami. So yeah, notice how it was like a little tricky. It took me a little while to fold it. So now I have it on this side. I'm going to flip it over and do the exact same thing. Sometimes it helps if you fold this flap just down on top of it, and that just makes a crease mark guide, so that when you open it up, you know, you can basically just smooth out where the creases are, but like you're kind of doing it in the opposite direction. And again, you just want to really watch the corner. So like this little tip part, you want it really on top of each other. Okay, so we did the most trickiest part. And again, you want to line it up, and you want this kind of where it splits in two. You want that facing you, whereas this is like a full triangle. There's no like internal flap. So these are basically going to be the wings. So you want those away from you, and you want the legs down towards you. And now we're going to fold this again right up to that center line, one on each side. Fold it right in. Watch those ends. And then flip it over. Do the same thing. Yeah, so this part that we're folding is one side's going to be the head and the neck, and the other side is going to be the tail. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sort of fold it down, and these are the wings. And this is like a little bit tricky here. So to make the neck, you sort of bring it up, and there's no exact, you just sort of bring it up where it feels comfortable, and you pinch it to come up, and you fold it in half, and then you do the same thing at the top, kind of where you want the head to be. So it's there, you know, it can be whatever. It's just more kind of how it folds out. And some people do leave it like this, so it's like a one-legged crane. But then you can also open it up like this, and kind of bend it in backwards, and fold it in half, and that makes the tail. And then you can see the wings, and this part's collapsed. You can pull it a little bit and open it up so it's a little bit puffy. And here we go. Here is a crane. And as a crane, it's good luck. If you fold 1,000 of them, it brings good health and wealth and happiness. So I just folded this one, and I folded one just to practice, the blue one. So I have 2. How many more do I have to go to make 1,000?
9,998.
Yeah, quite a few more. Great. I hope you enjoy folding paper cranes.